Welcome to a day in the life of a printmaker. So I woke up at 7:30 and went to the supermarket because there wasn't much food in the house. I've been at Craft Festival Cheltenham for 3 days, so yeah, this is my first day back in the studio. And I spotted all this beautiful blossom in town. I then took Winnie on her first walk of the day. It was a bit of a grey morning, and while I was out I realised I was meant to be at a meeting at 9:30, so I ran all the way home. And I was 7 minutes late to the meeting, which was not a good start to the week. It was a Cotswold Craftsman Committee meeting, so it's the guild I'm part of, and we just had some decisions to make and things to chat about. And that went on for an hour and a half because we do love to talk, and I did my accounts at the same time because you got to multitask sometimes. I then realised my studio was a complete mess from all the busy times I've had recently, like the show and a print release, so I decided to tidy that up before doing anything else. I then had to bring all the boxes in from the car full of stock from the show I just did in Cheltenham, and I put them away in the cupboard. They're heavy and it's always a bit of an awkward task, but then the studio was tidy, so I felt like I could get on with work. I also did about an hour of emails, but I just didn't really know how to film that. So anyway, I had a shower, had some lunch, and gave Winnie a treat as well. It was leftover dinner from Friday, so it wasn't its best, but it was edible and that was all I really needed. It was then time to restock my shop and prep some card packs for some orders that I needed to get out. Putting the stickers on these card packs is the most satisfying part of the task, unless like today you put the sticker on wrong and have to tear it off again. This doesn't happen that often luckily, but it's quite annoying when it does. I had a few orders over the weekend while I was at the show, so I thought I'd show you what they are as I pack them. So this one is a bird card pack and a wildlife card pack. The second order is a bird card pack, 2 dog card packs, an ocean card pack, and advent calendar, what is it? March. It's March, isn't it? So someone's very prepared. And then third order is another advent calendar. So that's why I put them on my shop all year, because sometimes people want to order an advent calendar in March. So yeah, some nice orders there. I don't get loads of orders outside of like print release, artwork launches. They like kind of trickle in, or sometimes they don't. I don't get any orders for quite a while. It's kind of unpredictable, but I'm pleased to have 3 orders to pack today. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll head to the post office. I find packing orders really satisfying, and I'm always just really grateful to have orders because it's not easy at the moment being a small business, and yeah, I just appreciate every single one. I headed to the post office, which is also in the supermarket, so I grabbed a couple of ingredients for what I'm going to make this afternoon. On my way home, I realised I was meant to restock a local shop a while ago, and I just have been so busy I completely forgot. So when I got home, I pulled a load of card designs out. I really need to sort out my card stash because I have so many designs now, it's all slightly chaotic. I chose some of my new designs and some of my best sellers. I've been selling in this shop since 2018, and I'm really grateful for all the local customers that continue to buy my cards. Here's me wrapping one of my newer designs, which is a cat on a mat, which I bought out early this month. I used tracing paper as a belly band around my cards and then sealed it with a sticker. The cards and the envelopes are made from 100% recycled materials. And then, as often happens, Winnie started pawing at my legs and asking to sit on my lap. So she sat there while I wrapped the rest of the cards, which was, as always, pretty unhelpful, but she's just too cute to say no to. I then headed back out. Fun fact, I did the text on this sign. It is terrible, I need to redo it. So here's the little local gift shop called Crafters, and my cards really did need restocking. When I had restocked them, I realised I should have bought more cards, so I need to do that tomorrow. It was then time to tidy my framing and printmaking studios, so this is also where I store a lot of my show props, so I had a lot to put back in here basically, as well as just a general tidy around. Today also happened to be the day that I reached 200,000 followers on Instagram, which is just crazy. Never think about it too much, it's also quite scary. But yeah, that was kind of mad to hit that milestone. To be honest, I only ever wanted to hit 10,000, and anything more has just been amazing. I feel like artists having access to social media has really changed what it is to be an artist in both good and bad ways. So while I was at Cheltenham Craft Festival on the weekend, I engraved this block of Winnie. So it's Winnie at the Malbach estuary where I did my residency back end of January, beginning of February. There's some videos on that residency on my channel. But yeah, so I'm going to print this today just to proof it, and also I need to film a video for Instagram just to make sure I've got something to post this week. So yeah, I'm going to do that now. If I'm completely honest, I probably wouldn't have printed this today just because I have so much other things to do. But I just thought it can't be a day in the life of a printmaker with absolutely no printmaking. So yeah, taking half an hour out to do this. So here's the boxwood block of Winnie. I rolled the black ink out. With wood engraving, you only want a small amount of ink so it doesn't flood all the details on your block. So this printing session didn't go well. I couldn't get a good print. And then when I did get a good print, I realised it needed a lot more contrast. So I headed back up to my studio to add that contrast in. These kind of struggles I don't normally show on my Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts just because they're short videos and you don't really get too much time. And also I feel like when people are just scrolling through on their phones, maybe they just want to see something kind of magic and they don't want to see all the annoying stuff behind the scenes, but you get to see that here on this video. So yeah, this is generally what kind of happens when I'm printing. Then it was time to do some prep for the podcast record that I'm doing later in the week. I have a podcast called Out of Ink with my friend B, and this week we're doing an episode on knowing when to quit. The podcast is aimed at artists and self-employed people. We've been doing the podcast now for 3 years, which is kind of crazy to think. We release monthly episodes. We used to do weekly, but it was too exhausting. By this point it was time for Winnie's second and final walk of the day, although she didn't seem that keen, to be honest. She really does love to nap. I love having a dog. It means that no matter how busy I am, it forces me to get out of the house twice a day. We're lucky to have some really lovely walks near us, and I really enjoyed spotting the signs of spring as I went along today. For the past 10 days, I think I've been working until about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So today, as I've been at a show for the last 3 days, 4 days if you include setup day, I decided to finish at 5 and come out on a walk. I always walk Winnie at the end of the day, but then I go back to my studio to do more work. So anyway, we came out on a walk and I collected some wild garlic. Obviously, you need to do your own research if you're foraging for like safety reasons, and also there's laws to protect plants and things. But yeah, collected some wild garlic because I want to make some wild garlic scones, and also I want to add some into a mushroom pasta I'm going to make for dinner. I headed back just as it was getting dark, and now I'm a little bit worried this is going to turn into a really bad cookery show. So I washed the wild garlic and started to make the pasta dish. So I added onions. I told you this was turned into a cooking show. Garlic and mushrooms. Yeah, lots of mushrooms. So it was all going quite well. I added some mushroom paste, some miso, some pepper, some salt. Looks quite nice at this point, I think. This is where it went wrong. I added creme fraiche, and normally this works. It was all looking lovely until it curdled. I think maybe the pan was too hot. Maybe next time I'll try mascarpone because I don't normally have that problem with that. So don't copy this recipe because it was awful. It tasted so bad. I was so disappointed. Anyway, in theory this would be a really lovely dish. In practice, not so much, but I am not gifted in the kitchen at all. But I didn't let that failure put me off, and I continued with my wild garlic and cheese scones, which are just always delicious. I don't think I've ever made a bad batch of those, so they're way more foolproof. I think I'm going to end this video here. I've got my cheese scone, well, wild garlic and cheese scone. They turned out a lot better than my dinner, which I was really looking forward to and was just a total disappointment. But anyway, no, that's not for you, Winnie. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the day in the life of a printmaker. It was a bit more of a typical day than my last one that I filmed on my residency. And yeah, I'll be back with I think it will be a video about the artwork I'm dropping off to an exhibition next week. So yeah, new videos coming soon. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support.